So let's go into chlorella because I really love chlorella and I didn't know too much about it besides that you'd see like little chlorella tablets. It always comes in these little green, looks like a little Pez or something, and they're kind of hard to chew, but they're a little awkward to swallow. And then luckily I found a couple companies that make micronized liquid chlorella, and that's what I often use. Chlorella is an algae, but it works amazing as a broad spectrum. So a lot of people kind of market it as a heavy metal detox because it has a really unique ability to bind on to heavy metals like mercury and lead and cadmium and arsenic and aluminum, things that every modern human has, whether it's from breathing in car exhaust to having amalgam fillings in their mouth. But it's awesome. And I could show you several case studies on pesticides, herbicides, and mold toxins, and chlorella being used to pull those out. We've got, in fact, before and after results of seeing even little kids, 2, 3, 4-year-olds that I've worked with, where they had major pesticides. These were kids that were diagnosed autistic or on the spectrum. We give them as high dose as we can go of chlorella. We retest after 3 to 6 months, and guess what? The pesticide herbicides are gone. And oh my God, I mean, sometimes it just almost makes you cry because it's like, wow, how is something like this so beneficial, but you're not hearing about this on the nightly news?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing we can do to detoxify, I always tell patients, is stop adding toxins in. So first, stop adding toxins in. So look at your pesticides, right? Look at the food that you're eating. Make sure it's organic, no GMOs, make no added hormones. Don't consume foods in plastics. If you use plastic, try to keep it in the fridge, out of the sunlight, out of heat, out of the microwave. Excellent clean water, filtered water, clean water. If it's RO, no big deal. Add some minerals back in there. I see a lot of people complaining about RO water. Hey, I'd rather have my water cleaner and then add minerals back in than have water that's more toxic, because you can't add things into the water that make it less toxic. It's either got to be filtered from toxins, and then you can add minerals back in on the flip side, and that's totally okay. And then from there, that's going to kind of give you the first foundation, because your food's good, your water's good, and then your hygiene products. Make sure deodorants and skincare and soaps were free of toxins there. And that way, when we add in binders, there's going to be just less things that have to be binded, so our body can work on binding up more things that are released from our tissues that are more stored toxins versus toxins that are coming in every day from our environment.
That's a great point. I even forgot to mention that, which is duh. Why did people have to get into the situation where they need binders in the first place? Well, it's they've been exposed to toxins. Now, some people, they weren't exposed to toxins on purpose. It was just they ate organic, but then they, stayed a month in a moldy Airbnb or something and they got exposed that way. So it's not always your fault, but you're right. You got to empower people and say, hey, look, you can make a choice. You can either eat organic and not get exposed, or you can eat conventional, but now you've got to do the cleanup work. And it's much better to stop it before it gets in than having to remove it once it's already in.
100%.